What's up, guys, and welcome to the Shifty Crab podcast, where we three transatlantic friends get together and talk about everything that comes in our sick and twisted brains. I am joined by the best beard in the business, Mr. Vince Haley. Vince, how are you doing?
Oh, melting. It's awful.
Like the witch from The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I'm melting.
If at some point during the podcast, if you're watching this at home, and I just pass out, just know that it's extremely hot in this room.
But you want us to carry on, right?
Because Vince is on fire.
Ring someone?
Oh, yeah. If I die on content, put that out. It'll probably be one of our most viewed content.
I know, yeah. Some clickbait on that.
Why are you hot, Vince? Why are you hot?
Yeah. Why am I hot? AC units out. It being from America where we actually have AC units, they're a pain in the ass for the most part, especially when they break, because it can take apparently 4 days for someone to come out and look at it. Still waiting on these people to show up.
And that's all they do. They literally just turn up and they just go.
That's broken.
They just leave.
This is broken. Okay, bye.
For you not Americans, AC stands for Assassin's Creed. Continue.
AC stands for air conditioning, which they're called HVAC machines, which don't ask me what that stands for. I'm too dumb to know what that stands for. HVAC. HVAC.
HVAC.
Yeah.
Is it because it's like a backwards vacuum? What's the H?
I don't know. Someone smarter than me probably knows. But it's not me. Yeah, anyway. On Sunday it decided that it doesn't want to cool the house anymore. And it's now Tuesday, still not working. Don't want to try and turn it on because apparently if you turn it on, it'll break with the problem that we have. It'll break more. Cool.
You need to get a cold compress and just put it across your forehead while we do the podcast.
Oh, yeah, I should have thought of that. I have 2 drinks right here, non-alcoholic, because, again, I don't want to die.
That's probably not rehydration. No. Probably a smart idea. Anyway, also joining us on the podcast is the Pun Master General, the Retro King himself. It's Mr. Terry Jeffs. Terry, are you hot?
I'm hot as you like. I'm always hot. I'm just like normal, burning hot temperature.
Of course.
Yeah.
Really. Is your house hot?
No, actually, I'm running at a really nice, cool 17 degrees Celsius right now. I know Vince has no idea what that means, but
nope.
I'm a pretty good kind of room temperature. I'm just chilling as if I was on Hoth right now, because may the 4th be with you both, guys. May the 4th be with you. Happy Star Wars Day to everyone out there. If anyone's watching or listening to this, it's a day late. I'm sorry. But I hope you had a good Star Wars Day and you celebrated by watching a Star Wars movie like I did.
Which one did you watch?
Rise of Skywalker, because that was Harry's choice what he wanted to watch. I mean, we watched half of it.
Yeah.
No.
That's fair.
That's not a Star Wars film. I don't think I've watched one this year yet. Well, I watched The Mandalorian, I guess, this year. So.
And
The Bad Batch is out now, which I've not started yet, but I'm looking forward to watching.
Interesting.
That would be good. Yeah, no, I really.
So tell me something, Terry. With The Bad Batch, is that any way connected to the Clone Wars? Because I watched about half of the Clone Wars.
Yeah. So we watched through all of the Clone Wars last year. Yep, that's last year. Yeah, basically when Disney Plus came out. So as soon as we got Disney Plus, we started watching it because I'd never seen any of it. And we went through them all. And yeah, The Bad Batch is a group of ex-troopers that were in the last series of the Clone Wars. So they kind of introduced them in a few episodes of Clone Wars, and then now they've made their own kind of series, which they're like a, I don't know, how would you get like a Magnificent Seven kind of like group of characters, So no, it looks good. Looks good.
That's cool. Yeah, I haven't really been able to watch anything this week. I don't think.
Have you
watched
not?
a single thing. Have I?
You haven't watched a single thing, huh?
I'm trying to think.
Shame.
What day are we on? Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
Well, that's not that impressive. We're only one day into the week. No, yeah, I don't think I've actually sat down and watched anything.
I watched something good over the weekend.
I watched the trailer, the Marvel trailer. Did anyone see Marvel Fatal?
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
watched that trailer.
That was a great
Okay.
trailer.
That was
That
good.
was fantastic. Yeah, that was a Goosebumps trailer. Like,
Yeah.
For sure.
I
Hard
got my
nipples,
wife to
yeah.
watch it because I was like, we just watched all the MCU, One Division and stuff. I was like, you got to watch this now. You can appreciate this. I don't think she really appreciated it, but yeah.
No?
Well, she has to watch it again until she does.
Yeah.
Keep
Every
watching.
morning, just and again.
Yeah, till I see some
Yeah.
appreciation. We watched a good film though on Netflix over the weekend
Ooh,
called Run.
What?
Oh,
No
it's
idea.
good. It's good. It's like a thriller. Can't say too much about it. It's one of those ones, but it's like, has anyone ever seen? Have you guys seen Misery?
Yeah.
I've not seen it. No.
Yeah,
But
absolute classic. Get on that, Vince. But if you like Misery, it's very similar to Misery. A very claustrophobic kind of. Yeah. I don't even know if I want to say too much about it, but
Is that the one that's got
It's-
Sarah Paulson in it? Sorry.
is it the one from American Horror
American
Story?
Horror Story, yeah.
Yeah. Her. She's the mum.
okay.
It's basically she's the mum, and the daughter in it is she's in a wheelchair. She's like confined to the house. She can't get out, and she gives her medication. She's got a lot of stuff wrong with her heart and stuff like that, and she's waiting for her college a letter to come through for her application for a college that she wants to get into, and it's kind of centered around that. But then she notices things start being a little bit off, a bit weird. And it's cool. It's really cool. It's that kind of thing. And if you've seen 10 Cloverfield Lane as well,
yep.
and you
Love
like that,
movie.
yeah, I love that film. Then you'll like this as well, Vince. So it's that kind of thing. It's
Okay.
it's very cool, very cool. Short as well, hour and a half. You can just easily like get through it, and it's good. It's a good ride.
Oh, that's a go. Oh yeah, no. Well, have you watched anything, Vince?
Yesterday was the last night, probably. On Netflix, my wife and I watched The Mitchells versus the Machines.
I really wanted
again,
to watch that over the weekend.
A lot of good presses.
Yeah,
Yeah, visually stunning movie. Sometimes visually overwhelming at times, but it was very good. Like the cast is pretty stacked as well. I mean, you've got, what was her name? Jenna Coleman from The Crown as the villain. You have Eric Andre as like basically your Steve Jobs type tech guy. Danny McBride plays the dad. Love Danny McBride. He's amazing. Maya Rudolph is the mom. So many good people in this movie.
You'd recommend it?
I absolutely recommend it, especially on Netflix. Absolutely, because it was so good, and visually too, with how they did kind of the melding of 2D and 3D together. It just it definitely gave me Spider-Verse vibes with the art style and everything.
yeah. Because in the trailer, it came up with like is it the same like team, or is it just saying it's Sony? Because
it's Sony, but it's also
looks
produced
very
by
similar,
Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
right, okay,
So they're kind of attached to it as well. And
yeah,
they haven't missed yet, to be honest.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
They are pretty much geniuses when it comes to filmmaking. And this definitely looks like it has a little bit of their footprint in it as well.
Yeah,
But
it
how
came
it
out of
is.
nowhere. Like, it came out of nowhere for me. We just put it on Netflix one morning, and then the trailer come up, and it was out. I was like, this looks amazing. And then I'm just like hearing everyone talking about it and reviews for it, like 5-star reviews. I think Empire gave. I listen to the Empire podcast every week, and Empire gave it 5 stars. I was like, okay, I've got to watch this.
It's very good. It's funny. It's tugging at your heartstrings, almost like, I hate to say Pixar-esque with that, but you kind of feel it a little bit. It's definitely a family story with a lot of heart to it. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Absolutely recommend people go watch it. It's on Netflix. you
Gotta watch out this
don't
week.
have to pay anything for it. Like, there's no excuse to not watch this movie.
Definitely.
Okay, maybe I'll give it a go. So,
Well, Adam's still not sure. He's not a big fan of the animation. You just can't.
well,
Like,
yeah.
you do
I
a lot of
tried to
editing,
watch.
obviously, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of editing.
If you like just like the creativity of editing, you might actually like this movie because it does some. It's basically about the girl who wants to go to film school, and to get to college, the family takes a road trip and everything. But she's a filmmaker, and the little bits of like the short films they show that she's made is incredible. Like, as a creative, you might like it from that aspect because it's got a lot of that in it.
You see, I had homework.
Mhm.
I did have homework.
You had homework.
And
I'd forgotten about that. You should have left that one quiet, Adam.
Yeah.
No, I did some
You
homework.
don't want me to rip you apart.
I did some homework.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
watched the first 2 episodes
2 episodes,
of
okay.
Wonder Egg Priority.
Wow.
Oh wow, really?
And I will
Was that
not
even-
be...
Was that even
will
part
not-
of your homework? Was that
No,
your assignment?
No.
No.
He
Okay.
did
it
it
wasn't.
himself.
Because I'd forgotten I had homework, and then you tweeted out, obviously, then you retweeted, and you put
Yeah.
that there, and thought, I'll give it a go. So I watched, I think it was just the first 2 episodes. To be honest, they're all blurred.
I wish you filmed that. I wish we had
I
a live
wish.
reaction of Adam watching this.
What the hell
It
is
was
going on with
mad.
that? Yeah.
So I watched 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And don't think I'm going to watch 3 because
Really?
I was finding it hard.
Okay.
Like it like I don't.
It's
think
weird.
Yeah,
It's
and
weird.
I think maybe
Mhm.
the way I can describe this to people who maybe have been watching anime all their lives, this is like someone who has been a vegan from birth to
Okay.
21, and then their first meal is a barbecue pit.
I was going to
Like,
say,
you
yeah,
know.
ordering a meat feast.
So,
Like, it's a lot to take in, and
A lot.
I was just like, and there's a lot of subplot to it, and there's a lot of
Mhm.
kind of like metaphors being thrown around, and
A
just kind
lot.
of like, and I was kind of like, okay, does this mean this, or does this mean something? And I thought maybe I'll go to Death Note. Like,
Yeah.
I'll
There's me
Okay, yeah.
recommending a nice little like family film of Spirited Away, and you just want to jump straight in the deep end.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
that
know.
is deep.
that's what I do, and I regret it.
Yeah.
I will say, looks nice.
Oh yeah.
Very
looks
well.
incredible.
Yeah, very great visuals. But I couldn't really pay attention to them because I almost had to write notes. I was like
Yeah.
and that's more on me than the. I'm sure the storytelling is fantastic, and if you're used to that sort of
Yeah.
storytelling, you'll follow it, and I'm sure it's great. But someone who's not used to that style of storytelling was just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on? Like,
I
It's a
think
bit
you would
disjointed
love.
too, you know.
I think you would love Death Note though.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah, I
give
think
Death
you'd
Note
love
a
Death
try.
I think it's pretty.
Yeah.
It's,
It won't
it's
be this
impossible
week. I've got a
to
busy
not.
week, but yeah.
It's impossible
Yeah.
just to not be just drawn in by it. I think you just appreciate just how just well written it is and how clever it is, and yeah, it's just really really cool.
But I don't want you to feel left out, Terry. So you actually influenced me this week as well.
Oh yeah,
Did you watch
were an
Spirited
influ-
Away?
You were influenced my life. No, I did not watch Spirited Away. I started playing, just moving it just slightly into video games, just quickly. The Phantom Pain. I've started to what do they call Phantom Pain Ground Zero.
all
'cause it
right.
was on-
Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Yeah.
Yeah, so but both of them, because there's at the
Okay.
moment on PlayStation they've got a sale, and both of them together were I think £4.
Yep. Wow.
So I thought I'll get them on the PS5 and I'm going to play them again, because I never played Ground Zero. Is the smaller one, isn't it? There was the epilogue.
Ground Zeroes
Yeah.
is like
Yeah,
the
the
prologue. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I never played Ground Zero
Oh.
when it came out. I just went straight to Phantom Pain. So I got them. So I started to play that, and it's like putting on a glove. I was so happy to be playing it again.
Yeah.
It's just such a good game.
Do you find it so like, because I played Ground Zeroes when it came out. Like I remember like pre-ordering it.
Yeah.
And but 5 I was really late to like getting around to playing it. And I think it was the year before last we actually started it. But do you find it's just so intense to play that game though? It's not I can't just play that and chill out. I'm like,
no.
I'll do a mission and I'm just like, I'm exhausted. I'm just stressed out.
Yeah, it's there's no casual parts to that game. Everything is high stakes.
Yeah.
Like intensity. Because it's quite heavily focused in the stealth aspect as well.
So like, yeah,
so you're always like, don't see me, move. You're always thinking ahead. Like I've been enjoying it, because the other game I've been playing, I'm going kind of back a little bit on some things, like the Batman Telltale series, the 2 seasons of that. I finished the first one last week, and I'm on to the second season now, which I never played through the second season, so I'm playing that, and Horizon, because I'm playing that with Casey, because she was kind of getting into Days Gone, like from the story aspect. She didn't want to play it or anything, just kind of enjoying the story. So we're working through Horizon together, and so she can see the story and stuff like that. So it's kind of weird playing a game that way, because especially in the early game, I know exactly what's going to happen. So it's trying to angle the cameras and set everything up so she gets the best experience of it that she can, and trying to facing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, in a way, it's like film editing, in a way, like cinematography. I'm trying to do everything so it looks good and not rush things for her. So yeah, that's been quite fun. But yeah, I kind of gone back a little bit to do them. But what I will say, Batman, the season 1, I think that's The Enemy Within. Not great on the PS5.
Really?
Doesn't load properly.
Ooh.
Lots of people's heads are missing. If anyone's smoking on the screen, it's just a piece of white.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't look. On the second season, it works a lot better. For some reason, season 1 just doesn't. It plays okay. It's a bit jittery at times, but yeah, doesn't load properly on the PS5. So if you haven't played that game before, I probably wouldn't play it for the first time on the PS5, because it does track a little bit. But the second one works. It seems to be working pretty well. Honestly. What have you guys been playing? You guys been playing anything? Or nothing?
Vince, have you?
Yeah, so I've got something pretty interesting to talk about.
Okay.
Because we've probably talked about this on the news, where Xbox was doing, Game Pass through your Chrome browser, or through a browser, right?
Yeah.
So it was a very limited access beta. I got a message over the weekend from Xbox that I was actually allowed into the beta.
Oh, that's cool.
So I tested out Halo 2 Anniversary in my Chrome browser just to see how it would work. And it's so good. Like, there's no latency. The only hiccups I had was, a couple spots where it loaded, because it like stuttered and dropped frames pretty hard. But that was it. It was just those 2 instances of like loading into a new area, which probably didn't help it because I was speed running the level, because Halo 2 is one of the few games that I know a couple tricks in different levels to basically speed run it. And because Halo 2 achievement, the Master Chief Collection achievement list is awful anyway, because they have like hard time achievements, so you basically run through a level. It's basically speed running achievements. I actually got an achievement for beating that level in the fastest one, like under par time. But it worked so well. I was using, because all Xbox controllers now, if you buy a new one, it has Bluetooth built in. So I just Bluetoothed it to my PC, booted up, was it xbox.com/play, logged into my account, got access, loaded up Master Chief Collection. Took maybe 30 seconds at least to load into the game, and then probably another 30 to load into the level. So it wasn't terrible. it obviously didn't look super great because my PC is only like 1080p, so it's not stunning, but it worked so well. Like, I was actually impressed. I expected it to be like laggy, a bit of latency from shooting and everything, but it worked fine. Like, I could play games like that from my browser.
That's cool.
They pretty much nailed it. Yeah.
Technology is cool.
Technology is cool.
This is what I've been waiting for. I can't wait for this. Like, because there's a bunch of games, not a whole lot of stuff on the Xbox that I'm like wanting to play, but the Master Chief Collection is one of them. Like, I've been like, I told you, like, recently I booted up my original Xbox and I was really tempted to start playing through Halo again, like, because I've been craving just going through that original game. It's been many years since I played it, and I've never played Anniversary or any of the remakes, and I'd love to go through them all. And yeah, I'm waiting for them for either on the PC or imagine just firing up your controller and just like loading it up on your smart TV, just boom, just start playing. Come on. I'll be subscribed to Game Pass every month.
It'll be worth it.
Because I know it's not the same at all, and it's a totally different feature, but it still blows my mind, and I'm a simpleton, I know that. But I think, I don't know about you, Terry, like if you've had any problems, but I've had zero problems with my PlayStation 5 when it comes to the rest mode.
Yeah, no, I haven't had any.
It's worked absolutely fine for me. So when I just leave a game and I have it on the standby mode, so after 10 minutes it just turns itself off if I leave it or whatever. So I leave it. I have it set to go to rest mode every time, and then I just turn it back on and carry on from where I was playing. It's there, and it's such a, when you've gone from the PS4, where it's like chug 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 as you're waiting for it to load, and when you go back to the PS4 after the PlayStation 5, you're like, Jesus, how did I cope? Like I could make a lasagna in time for that to turn on, but in comparison. But it's amazing how the technology moves forward. Like there's such a weird. I'm trying to work out why they've done it. And I know, Terry, you touched on this, but I've delved deeper into it. When I turn my TV on.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Let's say, so my PlayStation is in HDMI port 2. Like, so HDMI port 1 is my PlayStation 4 and whatever. So if the PlayStation's off and I turn my TV on and I switch to HDMI port 2, which comes up as PlayStation 5, it turns my PlayStation on for me.
Yeah, they did this again yesterday. I was like, what's going on? It's turning it off
every
again.
Time. It does every time. But, which you think, oh, that's a cool feature, I don't have to then turn it on. But I still have to turn the controller on. So I still have to press the same button that I would have to press to turn the PlayStation on.
Yeah.
It literally saves me no time. Because I don't understand.
Is there something in the settings to change this, or
it doesn't bother me because it only affects it if I go on to HDMI 2, which is what I'm usually on anyway, if I'm being honest. So yeah, turn it on, it beeps, and then I just turn my controller on, which is fine. But I just don't understand why it does it. I don't understand their logic because it doesn't turn your controller on. Just the PlayStation. No. So it's a weird one, but I guess it's cool.
I can't complain though, because like I said, my before I got my PS5, my PS4 was like had so many things like I couldn't ever just put it into rest. Even if I put it into rest mode or shut it down correctly, every time I would turn the PS4 on, it would boot up as if I hadn't. When if it'd been like the plug had been, and I'd have to do this whole kind of like where it kind of does like a restore. It would take forever just to get the console on, and then when I finally played something that was anything really, it just sounded like an app, like a jet engine, like in the room. Like if I wasn't playing with headphones on, I wouldn't be able to hear any dialogue in the game. So I mean, the PS5 is whisper quiet. I'm happy with that. So.
Yeah, I had the PlayStation 4 pretty much all of its cycle, maybe a year in or something. And mine still works perfectly now. I haven't moved over to using the PlayStation 5 for my media because I just can't be asked to log out and sign everything back in. So my PlayStation, I use my PlayStation 4 still for Netflix, for Sky as well, and for BT, Amazon, and everything. I still play games on it on there, but it still works perfectly. It's slower, obviously, but it was never got loud. Well, it got as loud as the PlayStation did, but never.
God, that got ridiculous.
And this wasn't a Pro. This was just a base PS4. I was lucky, I think. I think it was luck of the draw. But they can't complain with the PS5.
But yeah, to be an Xbox fanboy even more, because that's apparently my personality. The Xbox had this feature on the One where you can like turn your TV on and stuff with it. So I don't know how the PS5 works because obviously I don't have a PS5 because it's incredibly hard to get a PS5 right now. You might want to dig into the settings a little bit on that, because on the Xbox, in the settings menu under like startup and everything, there's an option to where, if you turn your TV on, you can turn the Xbox on. And I have mine set to when I turn the Xbox on, the TV will come on. So all I have to do is just turn my controller on, turn the Xbox on, turn the TV on. It's great.
Rather that would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be helpful.
And I've got
so I don't have to mess
TV,
around.
So it should be doable.
So yeah, definitely check in the settings and see if that's an option. Because there's the option where turn your TV on and turns the Xbox on, then you still have to turn your controller on. But I have it set up where if I turn my Xbox on, my TV will come on. And to turn the Xbox on, you turn the controller on, and that does everything. But there's also a setting where, if you power off your console, you can turn the TV off. But I have it set the other way where when I power off my TV, it's going to power off my Xbox. So definitely check in the settings, see if they have that same configuration, because it'd be weird of them not to if they have that like updated to where you can turn your TV on and it'll turn your PlayStation on.
They probably have added something like that, because it's definitely been since one of the updates it started doing it. So they probably added some features.
Yeah, definitely check that out, because it miit be buried in there somewhere.
Oh, I'll definitely have to have a look. I'll let you know, and I'll let you guys know as well. Harry, have you been playing anything this week? Or
I've been just playing a bit of everything and like not a lot of anything. So
just dipping into a few things.
Yeah, I was still carried on playing a little bit more Final Fantasy 1 on the Vita. Played a bit more Resogun. I dipped into a bit of Mortal Kombat X. Played a little bit of Horizon. I think I need to get back into Horizon now. Problem is, like with that game, I don't feel like you can play that in small doses, like to have a nice chunk.
Play it in big,
yeah, exactly. And I've not really had any like recently, like a decent amount of time on like one game. It's more just been like kind of pick up and play stuff. But so I think I want to get back onto that if I can get some time this week and really crack on with it, because it's at a good point in the story now and it's really opening up, and I think I'm going to carry on playing with that. But no, other than that, I haven't played anything else really. But
do you think you're going to dip into Returnal? Do you think that's something for you? You're going to give Returnal a go? Or?
I'd like to, but I can't warrant buying that right now. And as much as I want to, because I know that it's going to be the same old story. Everyone's raving about the game, and the sales are probably not going to be huge. We'll see. But
I think it'll drop down in price.
I think
it will. I think it. Well, eventually, yeah. I mean, but it's a shame that it kind of has to. It would have to, But yeah, I can't warrant getting that yet. And to be honest, I'm playing too much other stuff anyway, so it's not like I'm in a rush to get it. But I definitely will pick it up, because everything I'm seeing about it just looks like amazing. I know I'm going to really enjoy it. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying Resogun. Going back to that anyway. So,
back to the classics.
Yeah. Did you play anything else, Vince, or was that?
Oh boy, did I! So it got around on Twitter. I don't know if you guys missed this or not, but they organized a community event in Titanfall 2. Essentially, the community got together and was like, let's show Respawn that we love this game. Everybody jump online, over the weekend and play, have fun, Then Respawn jumped on that too and was like, we want to support the community. Titanfall 2 is free on Steam until May 3rd for people to jump in, play it, and everything. So I didn't play it on Steam. I played it on my Xbox because, of course, that's where I have Titanfall 2. Yeah. And jumped into a few multiplayer matches, and shit, that game's fun. I just love everything about that game, from the chaotic multiplayer, which is still just as fun as it's ever been, the piloting the Titans, to the movement mechanics, to the shooting. It's just all, man. If you haven't played Titanfall 2 at this point anymore, just what are you doing?
I haven't, and I know
What am I
so many
doing?
people.
What am I doing?
What
Because
are
I
you
haven't.
doing?
Has it still got a big like player base online, or?
I mean, when I jumped to a match, even though they were doing like the whole community weekend thing and everything, it took me maybe 10 seconds to find a match. So people still love it. Like, I'm even part of like the Titanfall 2 subreddit and see people posting stuff all the time about like multiplayer matches and all this. Like, it still has a very dedicated fan base, even though like I'm a huge fan, but I don't really play anymore because I'm not a big multiplayer fan. I'm more of a fan of how incredible that single player campaign was in Titanfall 2, because it is hands down one of the best single player campaigns out there, especially for a shooter. Like, that's still impressive. Yeah, I love that game, and this weekend absolutely reinforced my love for that game because it still holds up so well. No one else has done movement mechanics or shooting like that as good since Titanfall 2 has come out.
Mm.
I believe you though. I will give it a go eventually. Like, we're getting close to Mass Effect.
Oh, we are.
We're getting so close to Mass Effect. I think I'm gonna have to pre-order it. I think I'm just gonna have to get that game
When's it come out?
this month.
Like next week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's soon. Soon. Yeah, I think it's next Friday, maybe.
Legendary Edition.
Maybe
That's
Friday.
another
May
like,
14th.
series. I said
But,
before.
10 days.
But I know how much I'm gonna love it, and I just haven't got to that yet. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but once it's out, that game will float around, and that will drop in price. Come Black Friday and whatever, that when they do their sales, and that will drop. It'll be a great game to pick up
but
down the line.
that's a time sink. That's a time investment.
Oh yeah.
You're looking probably like what, 40, 50 hours per game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I was
as
playing
deep, but it's still really deep.
I remember playing the first one and just spending so long, like just reading all the like the things that you can scan and basically just tell you all like the lore of the world and stuff. Like I just love all that stuff. I just spent what's the main hub in the first game? The Citadel.
The Citadel.
Just walking around the Citadel and reading shit.
You spend hours.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was like, Jesus, there's just so much. I love it.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait for that.
Me either. Can't wait to get back to that universe.
Yeah,
so good.
I can't wait to see all the improvements.
Mm.
Like, I hope it still feels like Mass Effect. Like, I still want a bit of that nostalgia, but there was a lot that needed improving. So I'm looking forward to the changes that they make,
especially with the first game. Because
I hope they've changed the combat in the first game and made it like how the second one feels.
Yeah, I think they said they have done that, haven't they? They've made it. They've redone the first combat, so it feels more like the second and third. Whole new combat system for the second one, wasn't it? So, I had a weird thought. I was thinking about this, and I know we spoke about it loosely when we were starting up Shifty Crab, about game reviews.
Yeah,
right, and the scale and stuff like that, and how to review them, and some people are really, really against review scores, and I'm not a huge fan of review scores. I use them when we're doing campaign mode because it's easy ammo to throw at people. But in day-to-day life, I'm not a huge fan of review scores. But I want to put you to it. Like, how do you think games should be reviewed or critiqued in games media? Do you think it has to be done with a score, like, or a percentage, or do you think there's another way of doing it? Like, because I think so many people get hung up on scores and miss some really good games. Because let's say they gospelly only listen to IGN, for example, who are great at what they do, but maybe that's the only outlet that they listen to. And the person reviewing the game, it wasn't for them, and so they maybe give it a lower score, which we've seen happen quite a few times over many different companies. And someone's going to miss out on a great game. Do you think that that's just the way it has to be, or is there a better way of reviewing a game?
There absolutely is a better way. It's just that we've gone so far down this kind of, I think like Eurogamer, which is probably my favorite in terms of actual like the way that they write reviews, and they're my favorite outlet. And I think they've kind of set the standard of how reviews should be done. They don't give a score anymore. They just give that like a certified, like Eurogamer recommends, and that's it, and that's enough. You know what I mean? But the writing itself speaks like what it should do. I've always grown, like I was a kid that grew up reading games magazines. I grew up reading Mean Machine Sega, and then like it was like an official PlayStation magazine. And like everyone else, I just became conditioned by those numbers. Like I was like an encyclopedia. You could have said like, oh, name a game, and I could have told you what score it got from that magazine, and I could categorize everything in my head and be like, these are all the 10s and these are the 9s, and these are the bad ones, and we just kind of grown up with that. And it's weird but now it's just got to the point where people they're just arguing over stuff, or like shitting on a reviewer for giving it a certain number. And most people, and I'm guilty of this, everyone does it. A review comes out and we just scroll straight down to the bottom and see what the number is. It means absolutely nothing. It's completely arbitrary. It's a number. It just means absolutely nothing. But and then all the score does, because I'm completely against them, because I really value well-written reviews or even well put together videos, like, and that score, that number at the end, just completely takes everything away that's put in that review. Because you might as well just put a blank thing out and then a number. But and I think that I like reviews where I can actually read it and take from it what I want. Okay, this sounds like something that I'd like. Like you could give a game a 10. Doesn't mean I'm going to like it. Like, because it just might not be.
Games that are 10s and I don't
exactly.
Like it,
there might be a game that's like a 5 or a 6, but I probably will really like that because it's like a game that's like. So for me, but will we get rid of them completely? I don't think so, because so many companies kind of depend on them. Like I watched that No Clip documentary on Hades, and the development of it and stuff like that. And the final one that came out was them checking the reviews as they went live, and they're all doing the same thing. They're literally like, oh, IGN's one's gone up, IGN's one's gone up, and they're just literally just scrolling to the bottom and seeing the scores, obviously. Like, but that's what it's come, and it's Metacritic and all that. It's just, it's a shame.
It is.
Right. Go on, Vince.
And because that's the problem, right? It's that kind of easily digestible number that just speaks for what the person thought of the game. It's people not really wanting to read the article, wanting to read if there's problems with the games, what the person liked about the games. It's about seeing that number and either validating your hype for the game, or I guess invalidating it in terms of Cyberpunk. Let's just throw that out for an example too. It's hard to say because it's always going to be there. We have it for movies, we have it for TV shows, we have it for games, we have it for everything. And it's going to be hard to know if you like something based off those reviews, like you said, because you don't know how you're going to feel about a 10 or a 5 without having played it first. Because, myself, Red Dead Redemption 2 got several 10s. It's like huge. It's one of the best, highest rated video games of all time. I've still never played it because I don't think I really have that much interest in it. Reviews don't mean you're going to like a game. And this is, I'm going to say it again, why Game Pass is great. Because you can download a game for free, see if you like it. If you do, great. You didn't have to pay for it. If you don't, great. You didn't have to pay for it. You get your own experience from it. If you like it, you like it, and you can pay for DLC or whatever. If you don't like it, just uninstall it. You're not going to know from someone's review score your own personal feelings about a game. And there's not really an easy way to do that. Because
Yeah.
a reviewer could play a game, love it, give it a high score. A same reviewer could play a different game, not really be into it, give it a lower score. It's really hard to find a balance between your personal preference, someone else's personal preference, and a number that someone gives it. And I guess it's one of the things like Metacritic exists to kind of like aggregate that, but still, it's not going to be representative of how you're going to feel towards the game.
Yeah, I think you both said exactly how I feel on this one. I think I agree. I don't like numerical reviews like at all, but I'm guilty of it too. I'll have a look and see what something gets.
Yeah.
I've been in shops before, and like when you used to be able to go to a game shop and choose what game to buy. I remember standing there for ages, and I might get my phone out and look at what the reviews were of a game and have a look at the quick bullet points at the bottom and the score I got. We've all been guilty of it. I think for me, I was trying to think of, because we all know that that's the problem. Well, we do, especially the three of us we've spoken about before. I was trying to think on how you can go around that and be able to give your opinion on a game, but be able to give the best opinion you can. And for me, and it's totally impractical, I'm going to throw that out there to start with, but each review should be reviewed by two people. They both write separate articles.
Somewhere does that.
Do they?
I'm sure I used to go to a website and it was several people. Like there'd be a paragraph, like, but I can't remember what it was. Maybe it wasn't a big website, but
yeah, like two people, maybe three, whatever, write a full review, no score. They can have some bullet points at the end of what were their strong takeaways and stuff like that. And you can read them both if you want to, and you're getting two different people's opinions. There'll be a lot of similarities, and then you can kind of see that themes. They might pick up on some other bits, and then some bullet points at the bottom to summarize, because people don't have time sometimes to read full reviews. I really like reading the reviews because someone's gone to put the time into writing them. And I'm a bit like you, Terry. I really like to read what people have written. But yeah, for me, that was the only real logical way I could think of doing it, because a review can't be one person's opinion.
Yeah,
I don't think that one person can represent a company's opinion on it. I find it really alien.
But that's the thing, and that's what it is, though. Like, and that's the thing that people get confused about, and they think like, oh, like IGN gave this a 7 or whatever, an 8, and they kick off about it, and
it's one person.
It's one person's opinion. Like you've got like you can't have everything that comes out have the whole company play it. Like you've just got to accept that this person's played it, and this is them putting their opinion out there, and you can decide to do with that what you want. Like it doesn't mean that if you disagree with them that they're wrong or whatever they said represents the whole company. What you need to realize is like there's all these different people out there in the industry, and you just kind of have to find someone that you align with more, I guess. And like, I like similar things to what they like. So when they say about this game, I might like that too, because like we're into the same kind of stuff. Like, and that's what we get when we listen to like Kind of Funny and things like that. And I think people just need to appreciate that more of that. Just because it's released on IGN or GameSpot, it doesn't mean that company all agrees with that one thing. And that's where it gets a little bit muddied sometimes.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And to add something a bit to that, I'm going to blow some people's minds. Sometimes the reviewers who review those games don't work for the company. Sometimes those are freelance writers. It's not just one singular.
Yeah.
It's not just a singular entity's review on it. It's someone that may work for the company, someone that may not work for the company. You just
like magazines, like Edge, for example. Like Edge, like a industry leading magazine. Like, and most of their reviews are all like, like people that are like just basically just writing it freelance and kind of sending it in, and then they kind of put the Edge stamp on it. But that's just one person's opinion.
Yeah.
I think that's why what's really important, and I know I'm going to say this with the let's promote Shifty Crab hat and stuff like that. And I don't mean it from that point of view, because there's a lot of places that do it. Discussions I find much more valuable when I'm thinking about whether I'm going to buy it. I love to read reviews on games, but a discussion where there's multiple people who have played the game having a chat about it, like, can sway me a lot more in making my decision on if I want to play a game, because you're hearing multiple opinions that might agree or disagree. But at least I'm getting more information and I can make an informed decision. They're not here going, I give this game a 4, I give it an 8, I give it a 6. Okay, thank you. Let's move on. Like, no, you're having a conversation about it. And the reason I went back to Metal Gear Solid is because Terry was talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I want to play a game like that. That's what I'm feeling. Like, I think that's I think that's the future of reviews anyway. I think because the more we move away from the written word, which is a sad thing, and into more video form being the predominant journalistic approach, like the discussions are going to be the way it will go. I think, like much more. But
the thing
I just wish,
Sorry, no, I was just going to say, the thing that I've found that's changed with me as I've gotten older is like, I'm not so drawn to like game previews and like reviews if they've just come out. I'm always interested in the stuff that is looking back.
Yeah,
like,
retrospective of it.
Yeah, like I'd much rather listen to like rather listening to a review of a game that's just come out. I'd much rather listen to like in a year's time or 2 years time, like the developers, like when they can really talk about stuff, you know, like where they can like, this is what like why we did this, and where that game's been pulled apart so much because everyone knows the ins and outs that you can really have a proper discussion about it. Where the way that we are right now, everyone's rushing to get the review out there first, whether they've had like a week to play it, whatever it is. Like I know Returnal, everyone, you know, got their review codes and everyone's just like rushing through it, and many people couldn't even like finish it in time for like a review code. That's not, and I know it's not their fault because they're trying to compete with all the other outlets, but that's not what a review should be. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. Yeah, it's like I don't want to base my and there's no way that those reviews, the people there's no way that the feelings of those reviews haven't changed in like because the more I'm seeing of Returnal, the more people are playing it and they're enjoying it more and more and more. You know, over a week or so, and I just like that's why I think I've gone back to enjoying reading like Edge more again, because their reviews are late. You know what I mean? Like by the time an Edge magazine comes out, that game, the reviews in there, the game's been out for like a month. But I feel like that they've really, I don't know how early they go out to print, but I feel like they've actually been able to take a step back from it and then actually go, okay, here's what we think, like rather than trying to be the first to get it out there.
Yeah, I totally agree. I know you're a huge fan of No Clip as well, and they obviously do a lot of deep dives into games from a few years ago, sometimes a lot longer. And it's always it's always really, really fascinating. And I'm a sucker for a documentary on a game and stuff like that. Like Raising Kratos, for example, the God of War documentary that they did. I
really want to watch that, but I can't obviously yet. But I'm until I play it, I'm looking forward to watching it.
Well, that doesn't spoil. Actually, no. Okay, don't watch that. But it's such a good documentary, especially when they talk nothing to do with the game. When they openly show the trouble that they had at times when like people would come and test the game and did not like it, and it did not work properly. And then when they were getting ready for E3 and the backstage of the E3 stuff, it's incredible. Like I love a documentary anyway, but
I'm a sucker.
But speaking of E3, I know I dropped it in there at the very end.
Sure did.
We are just over a month away from the grandest stage of them all.
Oh, that's coming around fast, right?
WrestleMania. No, I mean E3. It's coming round. And I thought it's time to do our E3 predictions. I'm going to put them out on social media as well tomorrow. Like, we'll each have our own form. So they'll be there written for everyone to see our failures and successes. And I wanted to do it now before the rumor mills start going into it and stuff starts to leak. I wanted it to be our kind of opinions on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 5 predictions each.
Yeah.
If you just do a basic prediction, it's worth 1 point. And then for every bit of information you add on to it, you'll get another point. So if you say so-and-so is going to be announced, that's 1 point. If you say so-and-so is going to be announced and this is its release date or release window, then that's 2 points. And if you add something else onto it, then that's 3 points. But you have, like, kind of funny, you have to get the whole thing right to get the points.
Mm.
So if you only get part of it right, you don't get the points. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are going to start with Mr. Terry Jeffs. And then we're going to go to Mr. Vince Haley, and then we'll go to myself. And we're going to snake. So then it'll go back in the opposite direction and so on. So it's not always Terry getting his first pick. I'm just going to start Terry here and get these notes in. So Terry, hit us with your first E3 prediction.
My first E3 prediction is we will not only get a Horizon Forbidden West trailer, but I think we're going to get and by the way, with my PlayStation predictions here, this is not necessarily meaning the E3 show. This is going to be like whenever we get this PlayStation,
with the PlayStation version,
we're going to get an in-depth kind of gameplay reveal, and then a release date for Horizon. That's what I think. I think we're going to get. It could be like a 5-minute thing where we're actually going to see a proper playthrough, because I feel like they've got to be there with that, and that it will be like a game closing thing, or maybe maybe a show opening thing, or show closing thing. So similar to what they did with the God of War gameplay reveal back in the day. That's what I think from that. If you want any more specificity with that, or
no, I think you've got a 3-pointer there. You've got a Horizon trailer. I think that's a safe bet, but but it's still he's played the numbers game. A gameplay trailer gives you an extra point, and a reveal date. Now, I want you to tell me where in the year that is. Like,
I'm gonna say, like Q1 2022.
Q1.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
I can see that coming out like March or something like that.
That's a 3-pointer right there. All right. The best bid in the business.
Yep.
Hit us with your first hot take.
I mean, if we're going to play safe, we got to play pretty safe on this first one. Halo Infinite opening the Microsoft E3 2021 presentation with a bigger, better gameplay trailer, followed by obviously the announcement of multiplayer battle royale, free to play everywhere, because they've already said multiplayer itself is going to be free to play everywhere, but no word on battle royale. We're going to get probably a battle royale announcement releasing November 2021. I'm sticking with that November 2021 release date.
So we've got Halo Infinite opens the Xbox presentation, Microsoft presentation. It's a gameplay trailer plus a battle royale announcement and the free to play, and that's November 2021.
That's November 2021.
I still don't think Halo's coming this year.
It's got to.
I think they'll announce. I think you're right. I think they will say this. Still don't think the main Halo campaign will come this year.
I think it's got a pretty good chance. I feel like they should be in the last stages because it was supposed to release months ago at this point. They'd give them a full year to actually get this done. COVID, obviously threw a wrench in the works. The gameplay trailer at last year's E3 conference threw a wrench in the works. I feel like this last year, before obviously November, has been spent tweaking it, polishing it, making it look as good as it can, making it presentable as best as they can, working on that multiplayer element to it, and I feel like it should be ready in November. If it's not, I'd be surprised.
Is Halo Infinite going to become the new Duke Nukem Forever? Because the joke's kind of in the name, and it's just going to go on and on. About 10 years later, we're going to see it. Yeah. We're going to see it released, and it's going to look 10 years old.
I think it's just going to release in whatever state it's going to be in by that time. Hopefully that state is great, but yeah, Microsoft can't lose their flagship.
No.
Fortunately, they put all their money behind Halo. Yeah.
Well, I don't. If they're your safe bets, I'm going to go with my safest bet. But I have not played it safe with my options. I don't think. Reading them now, I'm like, shit. Okay, I've got a little bit out of them. Okay, we're going with my safest one. We know that Take-Two are going to be there. So
the GTA remastered.
Yeah, I think that GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas will be fully remastered and scheduled to be released in November this year, but it will get delayed till April.
You really think they're like when you say remastered,
fully remade, fully remastered,
like proper remake?
Yeah, proper remake. Yeah,
I can't see it.
No, I can't.
It's happening. I think it's definitely happening.
From the ground up for all 3 games?
They've up-resed them before. They've already done that.
Yeah, but that's a different. That's an up-res. That's like playing them on the PC.
Fully remastered. They'll use the engine that they already have. I can't remember what's the Rage engine, is it? No,
I don't know.
I think it's the Rage engine. I'm not sure what the engine is that they use. I think they'll do it. I think they'll do it. But I think it's scheduled to be released in November, but it'll get delayed. So,
interesting.
That's my safe pick. So
that's your safe pick.
That's the safe pick. Yikes.
I don't think that thing even exists. That's your safe pick.
Oh, just you wait. I'm saying that's a what? So we're going to go. Well, first of all, Vince's is a 1, a 2. Vince's is a 4-pointer if he gets his. I think mine is. I'm going to say all 3 games is 1. Fully remastered, so not just So that's going to be a second thing. Released in November, delayed till April. I'm calling that a 4-pointer. If you guys disagree, that's fine. It has to be fully remastered. I'm not on about just a polishing, like from the ground up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it doesn't count.
No. They're still working on that GTA 5, bringing that to new consoles.
That's already coming this year. So
yeah,
like, there's a lot of studios at Rockstar.
Sure.
So okay, that's my first one. Terry. Oh no, actually, it'll be me again, won't it? Because it's Snakes.
Yeah.
So it'll be me again. Which one do I go with? I've got some really good ones. I've got 8 of them on here, but I'm trying to
shoot your best shot.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
A new BioShock game will be announced.
Oh shit! I didn't think of that.
It won't be in a location previously used. Just a 2-pointer. Brand new location, new BioShock game.
I think the new locations are given. I mean, I can't see them.
There's a lot of rumors saying that they'll go back to the Rapture and do maybe like a prologue, like a prequel.
No, they did that with BioShock 2.
I don't want them to do that. Yeah, I don't want them to go back to Rapture or to.
Okay, well, I'm taking 2 points.
What was it in Infinite?
I don't remember what it was called.
Columbia.
Columbia, yeah.
I found Columbia much better. To be honest, I really enjoyed Columbia. I don't say the Rapture's bad. The Rapture's good, but I really enjoyed.
I love Columbia, but Rapture is probably like my all-time favorite game setting, as we discussed in one of the original debates.
In campaign, I'll go look back, but that one's probably on one of the old podcasts.
Yeah, it would be on one of the podcasts.
Was it Columbia, the one where they had the what they called the quartet come across at the beginning? That's fantastic. Okay, well that's a 2-pointer. I'll take that. Who does it go to? Does it go back to Vince?
Me, yeah.
Or is it Terry?
That's how
and then
snakes
Vince?
work, I guess.
But if there's 3 of us, it can never be
snakes. It goes back to.
I don't even understand how the snake thing works.
Okay, Terry, you're next.
Okay.
Right. Okay. I'm going to go with Final Fantasy VII Remake
Mhm.
Part 2. We see some footage of. And I don't know if it's going to be like this may be small as part of a trailer, but I do feel that we're going to get a trailer of some sort. So we're going to see something. And it'll probably be similar to what we saw with the original trailer reveal for Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think we're going to get something on that. You got Square Enix they've got a show, right? They've Square Enix are telling up.
Yeah. Square
like
Enix.
It would just seem right for them to do this. Like I think they're going to show a bunch of Final Fantasy stuff, and I think they're going to talk about 7 Remake coming out on the PS5 and all that kind of stuff. And I think they're just going to show, here's just a little glimpse of like where we're at right now, and they show some early stuff of that game. This is a hopeful one, and it's one where I'm pretty like 50-50 they could do this.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have the first joint option. This was on my list. So you've stolen that from me. It was number 6 on my list. I also had it confirmed for late next year. As a release. But I go balls to the wall. I like to put put a little bit of meat on the stick. But Final Fantasy VII part 2 footage. That's a 1-pointer, but hey, it's a safe bet. But it's not a safe bet, I guess. It might not happen.
No.
But yeah, I think it could. I think it could. I think they'll tease it at the very end, just show like a 20-second little teaser for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Vince, hit us with your best shot.
Of course.
Number 2.
So this one might be a safe choice, might not be, because I went back through and looked at who's going to be at E3 this year. Nintendo, big one. Probably getting a Treehouse, might be getting a Direct. I'm calling the very end of that Direct. One more thing, Switch noise, whatever. Fade to black, of course. Come back in, and we have Breath of the Wild 2. Small CG trailer, still working on it, still in development, obviously. Doubt we see any gameplay. Trailer plays, yada, yada, yada. Fade to black, fall 2022.
Oh, a date.
Yep.
Well,
we'll see, but I don't know. I'm thinking Nintendo closes out their show with a CG trailer for Breath of the Wild 2 coming fall 2022.
This was one of my guesses. Although I don't know about the date, and I don't know. I thought maybe we'd see like some kind of gameplay, something.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? You don't know how far on they are, because if they're doing it for the new console, they won't want to show the gameplay.
I don't think they will be. I don't think they're doing it for the new console.
You don't think they will? Think it'll come on the Switch?
I don't think it'll be a new console.
You don't
know out of there? No.
You don't think there's a Switch Pro?
No.
Yeah, I mean there'll be a Switch Pro, but whatever that is, it's not going to be a new console. I think that they'll probably announce the new Switch with the 4K output and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think there's any new tech that they're making this on. I think we'll see gameplay for it.
Oh,
maybe.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm not super confident.
Well, Vince, we
they
come
announced
back
Metroid Prime
to
4?
you.
There we go.
Vince, we're coming back to you.
No, I didn't have much time to think on that one. What's going to be there? Ubisoft? Cool.
Yeah.
Just Dance 2023, whatever is announced. That's absolutely a safe bet. That's a safe.
I think it's already announced to be there.
Yeah. Coming out on the Wii as well, interestingly enough. But
shocking.
No, it's Ubisoft, and I'm going to throw out the hype moment. Of course, end of show, biggest hype, end of show. Lights go out everywhere, and then you hear it. The iconic sound You see the 3 green lights.
Oh, come
Pop
on,
up on
stealing
screen.
another one of my fucking suggestions.
Still, yeah, I'm still because
You're even stealing my
you'd
speech.
love to see it.
Like,
You'd love to see it.
I was like, I recognize this. I remember
Yep.
hearing this before.
You hear the sound, the 3 green lights pop up, and then you hear, it's time to get back to work. Fade to black, pop up on screen, 2022.
Oh, good going, Vince.
Very,
Great.
very short trailer, slight tease. It's happening.
See, mine was longer than that. It was
Of
one of my
course it
options.
was.
Mine was Splinter Cell game announced 2022. You won't play as Sam Fisher, but Sam Fisher will be in the game, so you can have the next stage of Splinter Cell, a new character. Because I think they ran Sam Fisher a bit into the ground with all that he did. Like, but have him there maybe as a mentor.
Yeah.
Maybe you play the first level as him, and then it transitions into who you actually play as, and you get to know them. But yeah, I think Splinter Cell's got to be there. So much hype around Splinter Cell that
So much.
Ubisoft have to be making something, surely, because they keep dropping him into other games, so they know that people want it.
Oh yeah.
We shall see. Terry, is it you? No, it'll be me because you go twice this time. So 1 sec. My one. Which do I go with? I think I'll go. That's a bit bold. Okay. This is my number 3. So if I do that one, potentially that one if you don't go. Okay. Starfield.
Interesting.
We'll get a trailer. We'll get a release date, and it will be this year.
This year, that's confident.
Then we'll get delayed. All of my release dates for this year have delayed at the end of them, apart from one.
Okay.
But I'm not going to put the delayed in as a caveat because we'd have to wait for that. So Starfield will get a release date and a trailer, a release date, and it will be this year, like end of the year, November maybe.
CG or gameplay trailer?
If it's getting released this year, I'm imagining maybe a mixture. Maybe trying to think what they did with what
cinematic transition into a gameplay.
Maybe, but it's still using the same terrible engine of Fallout, so it's not going to be that great of a transition.
There's no way that game comes out this year. I even announced.
Do you want to know my logic behind it?
Go ahead.
Went for Doom and for Fallout 4 and for Skyrim and for Dishonored 2, sorry, when they updated their trademark rights for the game after the initial trademark to full trademark, the trademark rights that they dated it was the year that the game came out. But even though they did the trademarks the year before, they've just done the trademark rights for Starfield, and it says 2021. And every other game, without fail, when they've updated their trademark rights, it's for the year that the game's getting released. And they've just updated it to 2021. So there is history of this being something that could possibly happen.
Right.
And I think with Fallout 4, they didn't leave a huge amount of time from we knew it was coming. They showed a trailer and said it's later in the year, I believe. I think the same with Doom and Doom Eternal. I think were both announced. We knew they were coming, finally shown, said that it's coming later on in the year or within a short period of time. So I think it could happen. But it's a risky one. So it's just a twofer. Starfield to have a trailer and a release date this year. But if I get that one, but yeah, I don't think it'll be a hugely long trailer. Anyway, Vince, it's you.
Back to me.
Your number 4.
Back to me for number 4.
Then we got the double Terry.
Well, Konami dropped out, so I can't guess another pachinko machine based off like Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. What else we got? We got Take-Two, Square Enix, Warner Brothers, Xbox, Nintendo, Konami. You know what? Let's just
PlayStation
throw a
as well.
wide one. Are they doing anything during E3? Are they
They're
there?
not, but they will do their own thing around E3. So we're casting it as their E3 presentation.
Yeah. Well, we've already got, Horizon coming out, Ratchet and Clank's almost out.
It looks so good.
The Bandicoot's dead, unfortunately. Shame that.
RIP.
Yeah. Shame that.
Yeah, that's
Sure. Let's go with a wild one. Let's go with an absolute wild one. Sony State of Play happens. It's great. They announced Final Fantasy VII Part 2, whatever.
I was going to say, is that your prediction? Sony
No,
do a
it's
state
not.
of play and it's great. I was like, because that's touch and go. That's an out there one.
That is.
Okay.
But during the State of Play, we get small trailer. No, a full trailer. A full gameplay trailer for Jack and Daxter Trilogy remastered. Something.
Fuck you, Vince.
Remastered
Seriously.
Jack and Daxter Trilogy.
Is that one of yours, Terry?
Yeah.
Coming.
Well, that was one of my
in-
original ones from last time. I was gonna, I was gonna say like,
Oh, I heard that
obviously
before.
we haven't talked about the news. Obviously, and we won't until Thursday. But the whole Toys for Bob bullshit, which is without doubt
Got a
the worst
lot to say on that.
gaming news
Yeah.
of the year.
It's awful.
I'm just
Fucking horrendous.
I don't even want to go into it right now. He's all but destroyed
Mhm.
my dream of this happening, but
Yeah.
I still wanted to throw it out there as well. Like, like
What I want to imagine is not Toys for Bob, but Blue Point remaking Jack and Daxter Trilogy coming March 2022.
You want 2022? Are you putting Blue Point in there as well and March 2022?
No, that's so far fetched. March 2022 for sure. But Jack and Daxter Trilogy remake coming to PS5 March 2022.
Okay.
Gameplay trailer and all.
Yeah. So gameplay trailer, Jack and Daxter Trilogy remastered March 2022.
Yeah.
Okay, Terry, it's your double.
my
To give us
double.
your third and fourth options.
Okay,
If you could both stop stealing mine, that would be fantastic.
this one I feel is probably a little bit safe, but that's what I got. God of War. We get a title of the game.
We already have a
which
title.
We haven't had a title.
Ragnarok.
It's Ragnarok.
No, we don't. We don't know that. We're just assuming it's Ragnarok.
They've said it's the title.
Ragnarok.
When?
In the
Corey
trailer.
Barlow said it after, and he also spelt Ragnarok, and they said it in the
Oh, yeah.
trailer. It came with God of War Ragnarok. It's definitely called Ragnarok.
Okay, I might have missed that because all I assume
If
is
you
we
look it
just-
up, it's called. It's
We just-
literally the God of War Ragnarok trailer. I think I could be wrong.
You have to
Hey,
confirm
we all
that.
make
You have,
mistakes. We all make mistakes.
you have
We
to
do.
confirm that. You have to confirm that because I'm pretty sure
I'm
we.
going to YouTube right now.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure we just got the Ragnarok was mentioned in the trailer, then we got like a logo. We've just all been calling it that, but I don't think anything has been
Pretty
confirmed.
sure
by-
Ragnarok's in the logo as well.
IGN via their YouTube channel. God of War Ragnarok teaser trailer PS5 showcase.
The game is called God of War ... Ragnarok.
Okay,
I'll
forget
put
that. Then.
that
Forget
down
it on the title. But we will get a CG trailer showing the story, and I don't think we'll get a release date. It'll just say 2022. But yeah, we're going to get like a kind of character story. Nothing long, like a kind of teaser trailer. So yeah, think we're
I
gonna
will
get that.
say,
Yeah.
Terry, as a bit of advice for you, I know time's pressing. You probably either need to be okay with knowing that that game's going to get spoiled when that trailer's played,
Oh yeah,
play
yeah.
the game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because where they leave God of War is where God of War 2, Ragnarok, sorry, has to pick up.
Right.
So there's big spoilers. So
Big.
you either have to try and crack on. It's a long game, so good
Yeah.
luck. Or just be accepting the fact that you're going to have the ending spoiled, which is still a very good game to play, and don't let that discourage you. But
Agreed.
Okay, your fourth pick. What are you going to go with, Terry?
Oh, my fourth pick. Well, this is like I've not got much left now. So I'm going to go with again. Well, I'll say this is a pretty out there one, but so many people have been saying this that I feel like it's not. But yeah, no, it is. It is. We're going to see a Metroid Prime 4 trailer.
Oh.
And this is more wishful thinking than anything, but I think we're actually going to get a trailer for it.
Do you get a release date?
I think we'll get not an actual date, but we'll get 2022. Whether it will come out then, probably not. But yeah, be for the Switch. Yeah, I can see this happening.
Okay. So that's a good one.
Okay.
Vince, we come to you for your.
It would not be a gameplay trailer, by the way. I think it would just be a CG trailer showing Samus and like a bit of the story and what's happening. But yeah, not gameplay. Won't get gameplay.
Okay. So CG trailer. Sorry. Okay, Vince, we come to you for your fifth and final E3 2021 prediction.
Gonna have to go back to Xbox on this because why not?
Do not say Gears of War.
Why would I? When I could pick Xbox's next biggest franchise, Fable. We get a gameplay trailer.
Off my list.
We get a gameplay trailer for Fable.
I forgot about Fable.
No, not a gameplay trailer. I feel it's just a CGI trailer because that game's probably pretty far off because we just learned about it last E3, I think.
Yeah, we literally just got a like a title. Like that was it.
We get a story CGI trailer that kind of explains where they want to take the plot. We then cut out to our release date because, of course, it's going to be a release window for 2023.
2023.
We're calling that 2023. There's no way that game is done in 2022. It's got to be a 2023.
You don't think they'll announce it as 2022 and delay it to 2023 to boost their numbers for 2022?
The way I'm thinking, it's early 2023. It's probably like that March, whatever. So I feel like this is the close of the show. This is the close. We start with Halo. We end with Fable. We have a bunch of other stuff in between, probably Bethesda, whatever. We close the show.
Just state of play repeatedly for an hour. We have state of play. We have state of play. We have state of play. Like,
I feel like it's Phil Spencer comes out. He's like, and close out the show. Here's a look at the future of Xbox, and it's Fable 2023, something like that.
Okay, it's an interesting one. I think it'll be there. I don't know if it'll close the show. I'm not sure if it'll close the show. Like, I'm not going to say anything in case Terry's picking something along that ilk. But Terry, it's your final pick.
I thought I did all my picks.
No, you've done Horizon, Final Fantasy VII, God of War, Metroid Prime.
Oh, shit.
And then I've got to finish on a double.
Wow, okay. I've got nothing left, so I'm going to have to just...
wing it. I've been winging it this whole time.
I have to wing it right now. Okay.
Got a lot of okay predictions.
Okay. Let me think on this. Fuck. You guys are taking like... I feel like we've nicked something from each other, from everything, and I don't know what
there's one big franchise we haven't talked about yet that might be at E3. I thought about picking it.
I've still got 2 goes. I've only had 3. Like, I've got the double to finish, so... Probably won't be picking what you think.
Okay.
Does you know what, man?
I'm
sure you know what I'm talking about.
I think I do, but I think that falls into what would be my answer to what yours was then.
Oh well, fair. I can see that happening, but I don't know. I feel like it's the Xbox conference. They got to finish with something Xbox.
But just put a dick on the table.
Oh shit! I just remembered another Xbox game that I was like, that could be in there. I'll say it.
Well-
Hellblade 2. See a gameplay trailer for Hellblade 2. Not an official prediction, but God.
Sorry, go on, Terry. We're distracting you
Yeah,
while
go
you're
on.
I'm
panicking.
I'm gonna go with like another personal kind of wish fulfillment one. I think we'll get an in-depth gameplay trailer of Final Fantasy 16,
Ooh.
and I think we will get a release date on that, and it'll be 2022. But I think it'd be something they'll announce it like something like April 2022 or something like that. Probably
You're
get
looking in April, first half of 2022, you think? And
I
then
think
get
they'll
delayed?
announce that. There's no way it will happen. This is Square. Let's be honest. They'll keep delaying that. It'll probably go into 2023 eventually. But
Probably
I think
2025, but
yeah, exactly. But and I think that they are, from what we saw from the last trailer, they were very early into that. I think a lot of the combat looked like alpha, but I think they'll have some stuff to show at least. At least like show us like a vertical slice of that world. Here's how the kind of game plays. Like here's what the world map looks like. Here's what the battle system is. Just a little bit more about it. And maybe as well as a nice little like CG trailer, make like a new like kind of a plot centric trailer. That's what I want to see. I mean, you would have think that Square Enix is like a show that would be their kind of tentpole product to show off. Who knows?
you'd hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would hope that. But I think it's a pretty solid guess. I think Terry's got a very solid lineup of his things. They're not the highest scoring ones, but
there's no crazy predictions in there.
Yeah. He's staying in his lane, He knows how to play the game.
Well, Final Fantasy 7 Part 2. That might be a little wild.
I don't know. I think of any of them. I think that's probably one of the safest bets.
So I've got two guesses left, and I've got a few options on the table. So I'll say my two guesses, and I'll just say what the others were, just to have them. Just to go back to what we were saying, Vince, I'm not having it as my guess, but I have a feeling that Microsoft would close with Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's Bethesda, isn't it? So it's the same conference.
Yeah.
So
that is a game to close a show on. If the day we see gameplay,
got as much punch, even though Fable's a great game.
Really,
definitely not. The day we see gameplay for the next Elder Scrolls, that'll be like a holy shit moment. The whole internet will be talking about it.
That's how you close the show. If you want to close it, is to show your power of saying, "Listen, we own Bethesda." Now, I'm not saying that they'll say that it's exclusive.
Oh, I don't know. I got a feeling they'd be like day and date Game Pass.
I think it'll release day and date Game Pass, but I think that's what they'll say: free to play on Game Pass, available on other consoles, and they'll have to pay full price. That's the big thing, isn't it? Why would? You can pay for it over there, but you can play it for free here. Anyway, that's not my guess. So I'm going to go with. I have one big one, and I don't know whether to put it on the table. And I have two smaller ones. I'm going to go with, because I feel like I've been a bit risky on some of them, I'm going to go with one that is semi-safe and then ends with a Hail Mary. So Forza Horizon 5 will be announced
that's safe.
before this year.
Okay.
And it will be set in Mexico.
Interesting. Interesting.
It is set in Mexico. That's my prediction on that. So I'll take it's a 3-pointer, I guess. Forza Horizon announced, fall, and Mexico. And I think it will release on time. But that's not for an extra point. Forza usually a bang on. Yeah, they know what they're doing. So that's my fourth pick.
Mm-hmm. What's your Hail Mary? I
Both
want to know.
Both of these are a little bit wild. But the Hail Mary, just because I'm going visuals, and I want to see, I'm all about those hype moments. Like you've got Keanu Reeves coming out, the God of War release, The Last of Us when part 2. It's the Microsoft conference.
Okay.
It's not the end, but it's quite close to the end. Cuts to black, and you just hear a little ding, and then a couple of dings, and then some footsteps getting faster and faster, and then a little spinning sound as a blue streak goes flying across the screen.
No.
As Sega have been bought by Microsoft, and Sonic is what they use to show this. And Sega, because Sega are fucked this year because they make most of their money from arcades, and COVID has ruined them. So they're at their lowest price, and there's been rumored for years that Microsoft wanted Sega to bring it, especially to bring it all to Game Pass. And Sonic's obviously one of the biggest Sega staples. Really, it's synonymous. So
I could see and Sega being acquired by Xbox would not be a million miles off, because they kind of they've always been. I always saw Microsoft as the company that came in to replace Sega, because when
a little bit you can see that naturally.
When the Xbox came out, it came out pretty much. I can't remember if they even overlapped, but it came out as the Dreamcast died, and a lot of games that actually were in production for the Dreamcast ended up moving over to the Xbox, and a lot of franchises ended up going over there, and they ended up kind of filling that gap that Sega had against Sony. And so a lot of franchises naturally went over there. Not to mention, obviously, Dreamcast had Windows on it, which was power on it, and all that kind of stuff. So there's the history is there. I could see it happening. Be a bit weird for some stuff, because you got Sega, make the Yakuza games, and obviously
but it opens that door for them,
which have been
very
Game
big
Pass.
Yeah, they're on which would make that transition's already kind of happening.
Yakuza 7 launched exclusively on the Series X when it came out.
Yeah.
And then later came to PS5, but they had that deal in place. So it's not as wild as we probably think.
No. I think but for it to be officially done, and I think that is a great thing to put in your showcase.
Yeah.
If they just give them some money to make some goddamn good Sonic games, and go for it.
But then,
where's Sonic Mania 2? What's going on, Sega?
Would you be in a difficult bind then, Terry? Would you have to look at potentially getting an Xbox if Sonic was then Microsoft exclusive and they were going to release games that looked great? Would you then think about just for Sonic, or do you think no,
because how often do we have a decent Sonic game? That's what I'm saying.
Hey, you never know.
Sonic Mania, you know what I mean? It was the only one, but in a long time. But
you didn't like Sonic Unleashed? Did it do it for you?
No. I like Generations. Generations was great back. That was a decade ago at this point. Yeah. But Mania, I mean, God, Mania is as good as Sonic games get. But
so they're my 5 anyway. So I'm taking that as Sega. But to be fair, it's not just Microsoft buying Sega. Sonic has to be part of the reveal. Sonic is the main reveal for Sega. Even if it does the Sega or whatever, and then Sonic runs past or something, Sonic has to be the main part of that reveal for me to get the points. So it's a 2-pointer. My other option, which obviously isn't going to be on there, is IO Interactive will announce another new game besides James Bond, and it will be an Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, that one I don't see happening too much, but yeah.
This is a rumor that's happening though, is it? It's
this is a heavy rumor. Yeah, a dragon fantasy game, and it's rumored to be Xbox exclusive. So that was one of my safer ones I was going to put in, but I didn't want to put that one in because there's already heavy rumors about it. So I thought it was a bit of a pop out.
I would love to see some James Bond action, but I'm just dreaming there.
I don't think they're ready for that, but I really want to see it. I really want to see it. Like that'd be the dream.
That'd be next E3, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
one last prediction.
Oh God! Is this an actual prediction? Are you throwing a Hail Mary? Because I'll take my IO Interactive. Right, I'll take my IO Interactive. You have to think of another one, Terry. Think of one off the top of your head. We're going in for 6.
All right. Okay.
You go in. State of play. It happens. It happens. We get a trailer for Deathloop. Locking that one in. We get another trailer for Deathloop.
Yeah, I think it happens. It happens.
Yeah, well, I think you've got yourself a point there. Like, okay, well, I'll take my IO Interactive. Terry, throw in a Hail Mary of a prediction that you just want to throw in there. Like,
oh, Jesus.
Deathloop trailer in for you.
I'll take that free point. Thank you.
What do I want to throw in there?
Wasn't one.
Yeah, you got the Forza point for sure. Although you might lose it with the Mexico.
I think if it's not there, you have to lose a point.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to start confusing it with you losing points. Not going to be like that. Terry, what are you thinking? Anything off the top of your head? Throw a Hail Mary. You've gone safe for 5 of them. Yeah. Pretty safe. Throw a Hail Mary. Live the dream.
I mean, the Metroid was kind of a Hail Mary.
Throw in, like, I don't know, a new SSX game. Or, you know?
Gate 4. Nah, that's already happening.
Throw in GTA 6. Live a little.
Throw in GTA 6. Switch Pro.
We get a trailer.
Okay.
And a release date.
Okay.
For Red Dead Redemption 2, whatever you want to call it. The Ultimate Edition on the PS5 Series X, which I will be excited for because, like...
What's the release date? Where are you going to put it? Year or quarter or...
I want to say September.
Ooh.
What year?
This year.
You think that's coming this year?
Yeah.
Never in a million years.
Yeah.
No.
Definitely. Come on, they're not going to do much. They're not going to do much to it.
They're already doing my free games.
It's basically
and they've got GTA 5.
You're just porting the PC version. It's done. It's there.
Maybe.
See, I thought you were going to get real crazy with it. So I thought you were going to go Undead Nightmare 2.
Yeah, that's where I thought you were going to go.
Right? Yeah.
No, that's not happening. They won't do that. But no, this is coming. And like, it's just, yeah, I mean, it's just like, basically we're just going to get the PC version, aren't we? Where it's just kind of like, take all the limits off. Like, let's push this to its maximum 4K, all that shit.
And I will play it for a third time.
Yeah.
And I will still probably forget about it. Let's be real.
So let's go through this list so we've got everybody's in place. We have Terry, who has gone for a Horizon Forbidden West trailer, which is an in-depth gameplay, and it's going to be revealed to be released in Q1 of next year. You also went with the Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 footage. You went with God of War trailer, cinematic trailer, and a release date of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
You went for a Metroid Prime 4 cinematic and a release date of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
You also went for an in-depth Final Fantasy 16 trailer plus a release date of 2022. You're going to have a busy year if these all come out in 2022.
All right.
And finally,
let's not like mix anything up. It will not be coming out in 2022, Final Fantasy 16, but they will announce it, of course.
And then a trailer and release date of September 2021 for the Red Dead Redemption 2 remaster. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Call it remaster for now. Okay, got some solid choices there. Vince, you have gone with Halo Infinite opens the Xbox presentation. There is a gameplay trailer and the Battle Royale announcement, and its release date is November 2021.
Yep.
Your second one was, very specific. Nintendo close with Breath of the Wild 2 and a release date of fall 2022.
Yep.
Number 3 is Splinter Cell is revealed at the Ubisoft conference, and that is for 2022.
Yep.
Number 4, you went a gameplay trailer for Jak and Daxter Trilogy Remastered and a release date of March 2022.
Ooh, it's called Reject. I don't know. That sounds terrible. I thought it sounded better in my head.
That doesn't sound
right. I take that one back. No.
Number
All
5,
jacked
you've gone
up. No,
for
that's worse.
jacked up. Let's not go. Let's just no, maybe
This
not.
is pop. Okay.
Yeah. Number 5, Fable. The new Fable game will have a story, CGI trailer, and a release date of 2023. And you believe that will close the show?
Sure do.
So, okay, let me just close the show in there. I forgot to put that. So, close the show. And finally, you went with at the PlayStation State of Play, there will be a Deathloop trailer.
Yep. Guaranteed. Solid pick. With another banger of a song.
Oh, yeah. The song's always great. I have gone for a GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas fully remastered trilogy, and it's scheduled to be released in November this year. I did put brackets to be delayed. Then I did a new BioShock game will be announced, but it won't be in a location previously used. I'm not putting a release date on that yet. I'm not sure. Number 3, Starfield will get a release date, and it will be this year. That's a bold one. And then I had Forza Horizon 5 will be announced for fall this year and will be set in Mexico. Then I had number 5, Microsoft will announce that they have bought Sega, and Sonic will feature heavily in the reveal for this. There goes my camera.
Yep.
And finally, IO Interactive will announce another new game besides James Bond, and it will be an Xbox exclusive. So these will go out on social media tomorrow. I'm going to do some nice little graphics for them, so you can hold us accountable when this goes live. Also, I thought, guys, it would be fun. Not today. Near the time, we will set up our E3 bingo cards. So we'll throw in a bit of bingo. Maybe we can do a cheeky shot or a cheeky drink when as the bingo card's going. But I thought we were going to make it interesting, so I'm going to announce it here, and to give you some time to think. The idea is to be as cruel as possible to the other people. So we will randomly, like Secret Santa, have to write the bingo card for another member of Shifty Crab.
Okay.
There is one rule. There's a few rules. You cannot put on there, they say E3, because you'll be dead.
Yeah.
Every time. So, but yeah, you write the bingo card for the other people, and every time one of your bingos is called, you were going to do a drink. And we're going to do it we'll pick, I don't know, one of the conferences. We'll choose one, and that's the one that we do it for. Because we can't do it for all of them, because we do actually have to do some journalism in this as well.
Yeah.
So, so everyone's happy with their picks. They're locked in. I'm excited. I'm so excited for E3. So excited. I just want it to happen, man.
I can't wait.
Me either.
I want that craziness of us having to do a week of filming and just watch so many shows, and the rush of getting it out, but the enjoyment of being able to just react to stuff with each other is going to be so much fun.
It'll be great.
I can't wait. But guys, I'll tell you what else I can't wait for. Friday, because I get to watch Newsbreak. Like when we get and we've got a lot to dive into this week, and I've got a feeling there's going to be some hot takes. We record that on a Thursday. It's available for you guys on a Friday. That is our in-depth look at the gaming news from the last week, for you to watch and enjoy. And then you can come back here next Wednesday and watch the podcast, because we do this every week for you guys. And also you can listen to the podcast if you don't want to look at our beautiful faces or the best beard in the business. You can head over to podcast services, all of your favorite podcast services, and listen to us there. And also give us a follow on our social media, which is @CrabShifty, and you'll also be able to see everybody else's social media below you now. If you have any comments, write them below. What are your predictions for E3? Which one of our predictions is absolutely not going to happen? Like, I presume some people are going to say mine. And who do you think is going to win?
And why is it Star? Not. Yeah. I always forget the goddamn name of it.
Starfield.
Yeah, I always go to say Star Citizen.
I want to say the GTA thing, but that's not.
Well,
hey, that's definitely not happening. Like we're not even questioning that.
Right, first of
You
all,
dream too big, Adam. You dream too
Yeah.
big.
if I didn't dream big, there would be no Shifty Crab. And
That's fair. Yeah.
and you guys have doubted me many times in the past. Like, there's a belt up
That's
here
fair.
that I can't be asked to reach that proves not to doubt me on this, but to be honest, I would doubt me on this if I was you. But yeah, right below who you think is going to win the E3 predictions and what you think the winner should receive and the loser, the overall loser's forfeit should be, because there will be a forfeit for the overall loser. But yeah, that's it, guys. The only thing left to say is thank you to the best beard in the business, Mr. Vince Haley. Thank you very much for joining us in your sweltering tropical heat.
Yeah, it's not great. But you know what? Always a pleasure. Never a chore.
You got to say it again.
I did get to say it again.
Did Terry, before we go, Terry, did you watch all the news that you missed on Friday?
I haven't watched all of it yet. No, I haven't.
It was a perfectly normal news, and you don't need to watch it. And everything was as you would do it to the letter.
Yeah.
Don't watch the second half of the news. It does not need to be watched.
I'll be watching it all before the next news break. Don't worry about that, guys, and I'll have a lot to say on it. So
for some reason, Adam just left the recording on. It's just blank backgrounds. I don't know why he didn't edit that out either. Makes no sense.
It's just that, just don't watch it. Just
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'm not on the show for one, and it all goes to absolute pot. What's going on, guys?
Oh, when the parents are away.
Yeah.
Okay. And obviously, thank you to the Pun Master General, the king of the news, the breaker of all the news. It is Mr. Terry Jeffs. Thank you, Terry, for being here.
Thank you. May the force be with you all, guys. Happy May the 5th tomorrow when you get
this. It's May the 5th now
5th.
as well. It's May the 5th now for us.
Yeah.
Revenge of the 5th, man.
Revenge of the 5th. Yeah, I forgot about that. Revenge of the 5th.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And as always, stay shifty.